Okay, Neswakowax. Nistu Onakok, Happy Stuffy. Nista Pikatsen, Loren Racine, Nitoma, Blackfeet Community College.
Okay, Nixikoik. Nistu Anagoach, Suyawach, Nitu Mach Dutu, the Blackfeet Community College. Hello, my family and friends. My name is Tamara Gopher. I come from the Blackfeet Community College. And this is me and Lauren, and we are going to be presenting on the slideshow involving the gatherers.
We work for the USD Extension Office at BCC. We're down at the greenhouse garden area, and we grow a variety of veggies for the community. Like, for example, potatoes, onions, beets, tomatoes, and cucumbers. And all these usually end up over at the Fast Blackfeet OU food pantry. In our project, we originally planned to just focus on 2 culturally significant plants and have elders tell us these stories about those plants and what changes they've noticed occur with these plants. And as we were doing this, we realized that we are still part of our ecosystem, and climate change has really been affecting our gatherers more because they're out on the field, they're noticing these changes throughout their lifetime. And so we wanted to hear more of their stories. And so here's a couple of our elders that we interviewed, Helen Auger and Melissa Littleplum. And we also interviewed Smokey and Darnell Rides at the Door.
And Spencer Momberg.
And in this interview, we asked them some questions. How long have they been gathering? What do they gather and why? How have they noticed any changes that have occurred? What fears does these changes cause, and possible mitigations that they suggest? And some of the things that they did notice was the timing was off. Smaller berries and less berries have been available. Hotter, drier summers.
No moisture. The hotter, the drier summers we're having. And then we also noticed that as we were going out to pick some sweetgrass, we noticed that we were getting smaller braids. And on top of that, we have also noticed that the animals, like the snakes, they're all moving closer to the mountain range to look for their food or gather their foods. And we also have noticed that we can't overpick, we can't overgraze for these Sabbath berries. We have to leave some enough behind for the animals and their families. And yeah.
And then possible mitigations that these elders brought up was beaver mimicry and snow fences, which would flood these areas and hopefully restore more groundwater in them. And they've noticed that there has been more willow shoots popping up in these areas. Let some areas rest because, commercial gatherers have been going in and overstressing these areas, which will result in less available for the plants and traditional gatherers. And the size also of the sweetgrass. Site restoration, restoring traditional plants to their areas where they have been disappearing from, and cultivating our own plants. So we have stuff at our greenhouse available, easily accessible for elders and people that have problems getting to these areas. Thank you.
For that, yes. Thank you for listening to our presentation.